In the previous video, we saw Kuang saving Sejun from the gorilla princess Gorina by knocking her out and then becoming a hero of the monkey tribe because he dealt with their most fearsome foe so easily. After that, Sejun decided to focus on restoring the remaining banana trees when an explosion rattled the ground. It was the explosion caused by Ganoba to kill Iona, but our little hamster mage is still alive and kicking thanks to her spatial isolation magic. She finds herself at the bottom of the cave and suspects foul play, but then decides to focus on escaping this place. Suddenly, she finds an ice cube radiating intense cold energy, and she realizes that it is the holy star she is after. The ice cube is sentient and arrogant, but Iona shows it its place by trapping it in a barrier because her magic is far more advanced compared to it. She then makes the ice cube her property and escapes the cave with an explosion, accidentally running into the Minotaur couple. At the same time, Sejun is afraid that the explosions mean a volcanic eruption, but the monkeys tell him that they are safe here. So he decides to focus on restoring the banana trees when Iona and the Minotaurs arrive there, and Iona gives the holy stone to Sejun. Sejun is surprised and curious as he holds the holy stone ice cube in his hands. He reads the information on the system window and finds that it is the fragment of a star that fell from the sky. The owner of the holy stone can control the power of ice by supplying it with mana, and if the owner is in danger, the holy stone will encase them in ice for protection. It is an S+ grade item that needs the owner to have at least 100 mana, and luckily, the new authority that Sejun got pushed his mana above that limit already. Sejun is curious to see how he can control the power of ice with the holy stone, and he decides to give it a try. He pours some mana into the holy stone, and a big ice cube appears before him out of nowhere and is launched ahead with force. Everyone is impressed by the abilities of the holy stone, especially Sejun, who gets a genius idea about how to use the power of one of the most powerful items in the tower. He thinks that he can mix other things with ice and pours a little bit of honey on ice cube along with some mana. As a result, an ice cube containing honey inside it is shot out. Sejun is glad that it worked out, and he grabs the honey ice cube as he calls out to Kuang, who is cooling his paws on top of the giant ice cube. He tells the bear cub to try the frozen honey cube. Kuang immediately grabs the frozen honey cube and says that it is cold, like the ice cube he was standing on top of was lukewarm. He suddenly takes a bite out of the ice cube and somehow doesn't get sensitive teeth or brain freeze. Instead, he finds the frozen honey really tasty because it is cool and sweet. Sejun knew that Kuang would like it, and then he saw the baby monkey on his shoulder drooling because he wanted to eat the frozen honey too. However, instead of giving the baby monkey some frozen honey, Sejun has a better idea. He goes inside the dimensional storeroom and tells everyone to wait for a moment. In the meantime, Theo asks Iona where she got the holy stone from. She chuckles as she reveals that she found it by chance at the bottom of the abandoned mine in the mountains. She then suddenly gets into her murder mode as she says that it was all thanks to her subordinate. Theo quickly notices the change in her expressions and gets a little worried. He asks her if something happened, and she turns around, pretending that she doesn't know what he is talking about. She says that she is going to talk to that subordinate in person now. Theo asks her if she is leaving already, and she replies that they will meet soon on the 99th floor. As she leaves, Theo thinks that Iona's eyes looked terrifying for a second earlier, but before he can think more about it, Sejun comes out of the dimensional storage with a basket in his hands. He tells everyone to gather around and then uses the power of Ice Cube so that they can beat the heat with a bunch of frozen desserts. He combines honey with strawberry, mango, and pineapple to create frozen desserts, and everyone starts drooling as they see the cubes. They begin enjoying the frozen desserts, but then Kuang becomes too greedy and takes a big bite of the ice cube, earning a long-due brain freeze. Meanwhile, Theo clings to Sejun, telling him to give him a frozen dessert with churro too. At the same time, on the magic tower of gravity on the 90th floor, another serious matter is unfolding. In a meeting of the top mages, everyone is devastated to hear the news that Iona has passed away in an explosion. They ask Gonoba to repeat what he just told them, because it is utterly unbelievable that the master of the magic tower would die like this. Gonoba acts like he is not the one who tried to kill her. He sobs, saying that they went to the abandoned mine to find the holy stone, but the unstable magic stones in the mine caused a chain explosion. He adds that Iona saved him from the explosion but got buried under the rubble. A lizard mage can't believe what he is hearing because Iona is the strongest mage in the tower, but Gonoba cuts him off by yelling that he can't believe this either, but it is the reality. The goat mage next to him asks Gonoba if he is 100% sure about that, and if he confirmed that Iona really died. Gonoba is a bit taken aback by the sudden question, but he turns to his usual strategy of yelling loudly and says that the entire mountain collapsed on top of Iona, so of course she passed away. He asks the goat mage if he thinks he is lying about Iona's death. Well, the goat mage is immune to all sorts of gaslighting and calmly asks Gonoba, who even talked about lying. Gonoba ignores him and sighs that he needs to go and report this matter quickly to the Mage Association. He then walks away, saying that this is a tragic situation, but now that he is the new master of the Tower of Gravity, it is his duty to make sure everything is running properly. Once he leaves, the lizard mage asks the goat elder if they should start the preparations for officially appointing Gonoba as the new tower master. However, the goat mage is not entirely convinced by Gonoba's story. He suggests that they should take their time with the preparation as he watches a black crystal orb lying on the table. At the same time, on the 77th floor, the Minotaurs start enjoying banana leaves, and Seijun is not really pleased that they are setting back his progress in restoring the banana farm. However, the oversized cattle couple doesn't care because banana leaves are delicious. Seijun decides to get back to his job and restore some more banana trees because everyone's belly is full now. He starts using his skill on the banana trees while Bat and the baby monkey are playing with each other. Meanwhile, Theo decides to sneak out without telling anyone. He ventures into the forest and straight towards the rocky mountain because his paws are still reacting strongly to it. He feels a strong pull towards the mountains and says that it is definitely because of a precious treasure. Theo then starts laughing as he plans to take the treasure and hog all of Seijun's attention. However, he has no idea that Quang followed him, and he is wondering why the orange cat is acting so odd. He asks him what treasure he is talking about, and Theo is completely startled. He screams and jumps before asking Quang when he started following him. Quang ignores that question and asks him about the treasure again because he is interested in a treasure hunt. Well, Theo sees an opportunity here, and he thinks that he was a little scared to go through the dense forest alone. Having a strong bodyguard with him is the best thing he could ask for right now, and Theo thinks that Quang following him around is for the best. He tells the bear cub that they should combine their strengths to find the treasure, and Quang is all in for it. At the same time, Seijun asks Theo something about the mango and watermelon seeds that the monkeys had, only to realize that Theo is nowhere to be seen. He asks where Theo is, but neither the baby monkey nor Bat has seen him. Bat adds that he hasn't seen Iona and Quang for some time either, and Seijun begins to wonder if they are taking a nap in the storage room or something. Meanwhile, Theo and Quang reach the base of the rocky mountain, and while Theo is trying to find the thing drawing his paws towards them, Quang is busy admiring the scenery. Theo closes his eyes as he tries to focus on the feeling that his paws are getting, and he is sure that the treasure he is looking for is nearby. Suddenly, Quang comes up to him, asking if this is the treasure they are looking for. Well, the only thing in his hand is a small rock, and Theo tells him that this is not the treasure, but just a magic stone with a tiny bit of mana. He tells Quang that they can easily find rocks like this on other floors too, and the baby bear gets disappointed on hearing that. He immediately tosses away the stone the very next moment, and then Theo tells him that the treasure will be something that gives him a real spark. Quang decides to focus on the spark and runs off into the forest, soon returning with a big bone. He tells Theo that he got a real spark with the bone, but Theo tells him this is not it either. Quang quickly drops the bone and takes off towards the forest again, and before Theo can even return to his search, the bear cub returns with another item. This time, it is a rock that is shaped like a shoe, and when Theo tells him that this is not a treasure, he drops it and returns with a big cobra. Theo is terrified of the snake, and he tells Quang to throw it right away. Well, Quang yeets away the cobra, but he is disappointed that he hasn't been able to find anything useful. He says that a treasure hunt is hard, while Theo recovers from a heart attack and says that it wouldn't be a treasure if it was easy to find. However, Quang can't stay disappointed for long, and he smiles brightly as he says that he is still having fun because he is hunting treasure with Theo, who is like his big brother. Theo is happy to hear that, and then suddenly he finds what his paws were reacting to. It is a big boulder that was just in front of him. Quang asks him if he got a real spark from the rock, and Theo affirms, saying that he got a big spark. He asks Quang to break the rock for him, and that is no big deal for the baby bear. Quang turns into his real form and cracks open the rock with a single punch, shocking Theo. However, once he sees what is inside, he is delighted. The ordinary-seeming rock was hiding a giant gemstone inside it, like those YouTube shorts that are flooding my feed lately. However, what is even more notable is the small purple balls rolling out of the rock. Quang immediately turns back to his small size and celebrates the success of their treasure hunt. Meanwhile, Theo stuffs the purple balls into his bundle and says that Sejun will definitely be happy with what they have found here. That's all for this video. In the next one, we can expect to see Iona going full John Wick on Ganoba, but at the same time, the more interesting item is the treasure that Theo found. What is it and how will it help Sejun? Let us find that out in the next video. Till then, check out other videos on our channel and subscribe to support us.